Hey, it's me, TB, and today I'm going to be talking about my favorite cover art for books. This isn't like an all-encompassing list. These are mostly going to be focused on books I own, or like books that are on my Goodreads TBR, or like want to read list, whatever it's called. So yeah, it won't be cover every book ever written, obviously. And I'm trying to like not talk about books that I haven't done in a book haul yet. Not that I don't think any of them. I don't think any of them would be counted in this. Like, they're pretty, but they're not like my favorites by any means. So yes, let's get started. This is going to be like a top 10 list. So this is number 10. It is Villette by Charlotte Bronte. I've never read this. I've owned it for like 4 or 5 years now. Never gotten around to reading it. I mean, I want to. Just like, you know how that like Victorian era like literature sounds so good. When you see it and it's like so thick, it's like, fuck, I don't wanna. I'm gonna do one read it. I just haven't got the time to get it, like dive into like a long book like this. These just takes so long to read. And Villette is basically this chick, Lucy Snow, starts a new life at a boarding school in Villette, a stand-in for Brussels. But the mysterious incidents involving jealousy and love that follow give Charlotte Bronte's final novel much of the gothic tone and psychological incisiveness that prompted George Eliot, Virginia Woolf, and others to call Villette her finest work. Basically, it's a chick that goes to boarding school and like weird shit happens. I don't know much else besides that, but I mean, I trust the Bronte sisters, so yeah. I don't know if you can like see how well you can see the cover, but I don't know, I like it. I like the neutral tones. Like, that's the spine. So next up, in 9th place, we have All the Crooked Saints by Maggie Stiefvater. I don't think I've ever read this one either. I just got it like a few months ago. All I know about it is that this group of family can do magic or something, and then one of them can't or something. I don't know. Apparently it's like this family that has magic, and like these 3 cousins are doing different things with magic. So there's Beatrice, the girl without feelings, who wants only to be free to examine her thoughts. Daniel, the saint of Bichorrero, who performs miracles for everyone but himself. And Joaquin, who spends his nights running a renegade radio station under the name Diablo. So yeah, I know nothing about this book. I don't think it's one of Maggie Stiefvater's more well-known books. And Jesus Christ, look at how spread out that is, huh? Yeah, but I think the cover's pretty. There's like a little shiny foil effect at the top. Don't ever gonna be able to see that. And that's the little spine part. The back is pretty too. I don't know, I just really like the flowers. And I like how the font text isn't just a solid stark white. It's kind of like fadey at the edges. So yeah. And then in 8th place, we have the Apportion series by Garth Nix. I will be grouping like series together, so I don't have like this list just full of like one series. So this is like book 1 and the Apportion series. Like the spine has like the name, like a little picture at the top, or at least the first trilogy does. So see, ooh, how pretty. And then here are the 2 books, Liriel. I like this one. I like this one because there's like a little dog in the middle. Like this is like the lower right, left, something. Then there's Apportion, which again is like a little dog. I think this is the one I've never read actually. But anyway, so yeah, or I like the way these covers look. They were written in the 90s. I think these covers were from the 90s, which is why they don't look very recent or anything. But I still like them more than most fantasy covers I've seen recently. So yeah, the Apportion series actually got a redesign recently. I don't have the redesigned hardcovers yet because that's expensive. But I do have like the 4th book in the series that came out in like 2012, 2013, Clariel, which doesn't use the same design aesthetic, sadly, which hurt my heart. I mean, this is pretty. I'm just kind of salty that it doesn't match its siblings currently. Because I mean, that's like how bright that is. And I don't know if you can see it, there's like a little girl and a dragon. So that's pretty cool. This looks like all like expanded out. So there's like a fifth book too, but I haven't bought that one yet. I just never heard that it came out. I do want to get all the porcelain books in hardback because these are pretty. Oh god, I just wish we could get like this in like this format, you know? But yeah. I realized I haven't said what this is about. The first book is basically Saber wants to go and find her dad, who is the Porcelain, because he's gone missing. And the Porcelain's duties are basically to quell the restless souls of the dead, or like spirits. And they have the power using the bell that you can kind of see right there. And like using bells in a specific order can like send the Porcelain into the realm of the dead, or like call spirits back out of the realm of the dead. They can do like different things. I don't remember all of them because it's been like 10 years, but it's pretty cool. Next up at number 7, it's Kindred by Octavia E. Butler. Talked about this book a lot recently, I feel. I really like the cover. Red is my favorite color, which, you know, there's a lot of red on this, which I like immediately like. I like that the figure in the middle has like ribbons pulling her one way and the other, which I feel like is very representative of the story because our main character is being pulled back and forth through times, kind of like, I interpreted it anyway, her being pulled between like the present and the past all the time. And the back is very pretty too. I also like the design of the houses in the back. I should kind of like everything about this book. Design, actually. If you don't know what Kindred is about, it's basically like this girl in like the 1970s or 80s gets teleported to the past and she has to rescue this little boy, and then she keeps getting called back to the past over and over again to come and save him time and time again. She doesn't figure out why until like page 10, but yeah, that's like the premise of this book. Next up at number 6 is Perfect by Ellen Hopkins. It's actually book 2 in like a duology with Impulse, which is like right up here. This takes place, I think, at the same time or like afterwards. I don't remember exactly, but it follows, I think, the sister. Oops, forgot how words work for a second. Of one of the protagonists in Impulse, and 2 new characters, I think. So it's Kara, which is like the sister of Connor, and she's struggling with her parents wanting her to be perfect. Ah, yeah. And there's Kendra, who has like an eating disorder or like body dysmorphia, and she wants to be perfect in like her own little way. Then again, like see. And then Sean, who I forgot was even in this book. He uses steroids to get like good at sports. So like I forgot that he existed. So I guess that I did not like that point of view when I first read it. Who knew? And then Andre, he wants to like, I think, be involved in music some way. He has to deal with like racism because I think he's black. I don't remember where he's from exactly, but I do remember that he's black. I'm gonna read the back to you because like the back of Ellen Hopkins books always have like cute little quotes from like the first page or two. They really like summarize the book. So, Perfect. How do you define a word without concrete meaning? To each his own, the saying goes. So why push to attain an ideal state of being that no two random people will agree is where you want to be? Faultless, finished, incomparable. People can never be these, and anyway, when did creating a flawless facade become a more vital goal than learning to love the person who lives inside your skin? The outside belongs to others. Only you should decide for you what is perfect. So yeah, that's Perfect by Ellen Hopkins. I like the purple that kind of comes from like a black to like a more light purple in like the middle. You probably can't see it, but like where the purple's hitting it, you kind of see like a gray steel color being covered up by the purple. I think it's a very cute little stylistic choice. I think the designer, the jacket designer is all of Ellen's books, I'm pretty sure. At least he used to. I don't know if he still does. But it's Sammy Ewan Jr. And yeah, I actually really like this book. I think this is one of my favorites when I first read it in high school. So yeah. Oh yeah, that's the spine, if you didn't see it. It's just the title again. So I made like a last minute change to my top 10. Cause like book 5 wasn't really my favorite book. My favorite book design. I kind of put it there. So I'm going to talk about this other series because the other series I want to talk about is the Fallen series by Lauren Kate. Yeah, it's like a paranormal romance that was written in the era of like Twilight knockoffs. Compared to this series, I think the love interest is like an a fallen angel. And then the our main character Luce gets caught up between like angels and shit. It's like the final book, Rapture. I remember this because I remember getting it in the mail and then like putting off reading it because I didn't want like the series to end. I haven't read it since I finished reading this, and I just know that it hasn't aged well because it was like the paranormal romance of like angels, kind of like the peak of angels, which promptly fucking fell out of use and order, and they just all became shit. Like I tried Hush Hush and didn't like that, but Fallen, I fucking liked Fallen. These are the first two books, Fallen and Torment. Ooh. I don't know like where the pictures came from, and like that sticky, I guess I don't know if you call it sticky, but like there's like a little reflective part. It's not a part of the cover, it's just my covers have like weird foily parts, don't make any sense. Because this has like no shimmery effect at all. But these do, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like right there. And like right here. And the back is just like quotes for like teens to like. Which, not gonna lie, I really liked the quotes whenever I was in like middle school when I read these. So I guess they did their job pretty well. This is still my favorite out of all of them, honestly. And the quote on this one is, "History can be rewritten, but at what cost?" Which means nothing to you if you haven't read the series. But, oof, fuck. This was some like good drama, but fuck, did the series end in like the worst note possible. Which, if you read a lot of paranormal romances, you know the ending of how like a lot of them ended, pretty much. And like the stupidest fucking note, which I won't spoil. It spoils like most paranormal romances. If you read like the end of this series and you know how it ends and you know that it's fucking bullshit. So number 4, it kind of like encompasses most of this author's work, or at least their like late 2000s, early 2010s re-releases of their work, and that is L.J. Smith's work. Like I just really love the covers for a lot of her like re-releases of her work because she wrote mostly in like the late 80s, early 90s, and then she took like a decade-long break before coming back for a few books, and now she's kind of like on hiatus again because she's gotten ill. I think the most recent social media update is from like 2018, so yeah, she's still kind of recovering, I assume. But yeah, what I like about these books, it's like the Vampire Diaries, is that I just love the font choice. It's very like, and I like how like the title, like L.J. Smith, and then like the Awakening and the Struggle on like a little ribbon. I really like it. I like the spine too. It's so aesthetically pleasing. I think the Secret Circle has a cover similar to this, like the face and like this font, and like little ribbons. I fucking love them, and I don't know why. I wish we got. I don't know why. I can't even explain why I like how this looks. I just fucking do. It is so pleasing to my aesthetics. And then like the faces match up if you have more than one book in a series. Yeah, this cover's kind of grimy because I bought it like used. So like there's like marks all over it. At the same time, it would cost me like $6, so I'm not really gonna complain that much. Because I mean the pages are all there, so I really don't care what it looks like. So I love when faces do this and they kind of like match up. That is so aesthetically pleasing to me. I already explained what the Vampire Diaries are about. There's like there was a TV show that went on for like a decade. Basically, like, there's like this chick Elena who's a human, and these two hot vampires want to fuck her, and the vampires are brothers. That's the basic plot summary of the series. Then the other series I talk about, this the Secret Circle. This chick moves to this dude town in like Massachusetts or something, and she realizes that she's a witch, and she like joins this coven, and yeah, that's basically like the summary. And then shit goes down. That's all I can really say. So next up at number 3 is the Pretty Little Liars series by Sarah Shepard. I know these are like the pinnacle of like trash, but the cover design is just so good that fuck, I just can't help it. They just look so good. I also like the Lion Game series, but this is mostly for the Pretty Little Liars series, which I think the example I have for you is Crushed, because like the front cover is usually like a like pseudo knockoff Barbie doll lookalike kind of thing going on. Then on the back, there's usually a picture of like the model that like represents whatever girl. And because in Pretty Little Liars, the they're like 4 girls: Emily, Aria, Spencer, and Hannah. So like every book is like a different girl, and it kind of like cycles over and over again. I just really like the like a doll aesthetic, and like on the back cover is like an actual model that looks like the doll on the front. It just really is aesthetically pleasing to me. Don't know what Pretty Little Liars is about. There's like a long ass TV show that I didn't really finish watching because it got really bad. But like if you do want to watch a TV show, I think stop watching at the end of season 2 because it like is a good like closer for the series. If it isn't, watch until like season 4 and then stop because the series becomes so fucking shit. Just don't waste your time watching a show. It just becomes so bad. Trust me, I was watching this show from like 8th grade to like late high school, and like it started off so good and did so fucking badly. Just fair warning. So Pretty Little Liars is about these friends that, like I said, Emily, Ari, Spencer, and Hannah, and the other friend Allison, who goes missing one night when they're all hanging out in like a barn. Then she goes missing, like the friend group kind of splinters apart because their town is shooken up by their missing friend. And then eventually all kind of like, I think Aria moves back and they all kind of like form the group again, only to find that Allison's body has been found and that she was murdered. So then like they starting getting text messages from this person claiming to be A, and then A starts like blackmailing them using information only Allison knew. And they're like, but she's dead. What's she doing? The books follow a different premise in the TV show, whereas like different people like die and are alive. Like I think in the books, Toby dies in like book 1 or book 2, whereas Toby is, like survives the whole TV show. So like that's like one example. If you do want to read the Pretty Little Liars books, they're like so tiny. You could read them like in an afternoon probably. But read like the first 8 books because that's like the original series, and like book 9 onwards is like book 17 I think was all added on because the TV show is popular. They're still good. It's just start recycling plot elements because how many secrets can like kids have from like fucking middle school? You know, I think book 9 onwards is like a different secret actually. It's like, from what I remember, because I stopped reading it like book 12 or book 13. I think I stopped after Burned, which is book 12. I never read Crushed. I owned it, just kind of like stopped reading at that point. I know the last book is called Vicious or Toxic. Yeah, like I think like book 9 onwards is like the girls went on like summer vacation and started getting an argument with this other girl on like a rooftop. The girl charged at them, but then they like move out of the way so she falls off the edge of the roof, and they look over the edge, see that she's like dead on the ground because they're like on like the top of like a hotel. So they go to the bottom of like the hotel floor, and then her body is gone. Oh my gosh. Then they get back home and start getting blackmailed to like with like secrets, being like, oh, I know that you killed this girl, and then yet they get stretched out for like 8 books. So yeah, if you want to read more you can, but like I recommend separating like book 8 because it like ends very like nice. Next up at number 2 is a book I read fairly recently, and that is Earth Giants, Golems and Gargoyles, or Golems, Giants and Gargoyles, something. It's a short story collection edited by Rhonda Parrish. I have a picture put up of it somewhere. This is a short story collection involving creatures or monsters involving Earth. I talked about this in my August wrap-up, I think. So if you want to know more about that, you can go watch that video. But basically it's like stories about, golems, giants, dragons, gargoyles. I think there's a story about vampires in it. Just general, like, Earth, like dirt monsters and shit. Like, I can't explain it. It just involves like Earth magic and shit. If you want to read more like fantasy short stories, I recommend reading this because a lot of them do a good job of having good world building while not staying on for too long. So lastly is like a repeat of an author, but I just fucking love this cover design so fucking much. It's one of the more recent re-releases, I think, but it is the Night World re-release by L.J. Smith. I know you talked about her, but I love this redesign so much. I just wish the last book would come out because as of right now, the series Night World is unfinished. But like these 9 books together look so fucking good. Oh my god. Especially when like the Night World re-releases are one of these books that like if you line them up like spine by spine, the spine is kind of connecting from like a picture, which I fucking love. Sign me the fuck up. I don't own these, but I want to so bad. Like if I just thought about just buying them like this, they would cost me more because they're like a more recent re-release. I think they look so fucking pretty. I need them so fucking bad. Oh my god. Night World is like this world where like there's like creatures at night, like there's vampires, witches, that kind of stuff. I don't know a lot about it actually because I never read them. It's one of the few things by O.J. Smith I haven't read, along with like I think Night Visions and the Forbidden Game series. I think which only 2 series are by her I haven't read yet. Or the Secret Circle, and I think I've read or started Vampire Diaries at least once or twice I think. But yeah, I just really like O.J. Smith's cover design. Like whoever designs her books knows what they're doing, but I don't think there's ever been a cover design I don't like. So fucking A on that. So yeah, that was my favorite covers. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, you know, thumbs up, subscribe, share it everywhere. You know, the general shenanigans. And all the books I talked about will be linked in the description below. If I can, I will find like this specific edition, but I don't know that I'll be able to do that for all of them. So just you'll be able to find it on Goodreads.